You don't want to know what it's like being a business owner. I have a few pickups on the road. I don't even, honestly, I think it's 10 or 11 that we have everywhere. I just got a phone call from one of my guys. It's a beautiful day outside, channel. Beautiful. And he backed up to the entry and the doors fold out like this. Well, I guess the guys that were working behind the counter wanted to prop the door out because it's beautiful outside today, right? Well, my ding ding decided to back his beautiful big 450 right back. I mean, I guess he had to get really close to that door and either busted the glass out of it or messed up the door frame. I don't know. The life of a business owner, man. He called me and he goes, I got a real stupid one for you. I did dumb. But hey, man, we'll get it taken care of. They're good people. We're down here at Huntsville. I just pulled in here. Some really exciting things. We're going to show you around. The guys are working down there slinging some peep. But some really cool and exciting things are happening for Sycon. I want to show you guys. This area isn't very fun to look at. We had to bring a water line through. We've got 5 power lines running through here. We've got some type of cable, roof drain. We've got everything through here. The guys managed to whittle their way through underneath these power lines to make sure we mitigate our clearance. We're gonna have some rock in between there and have a good 18 inches of clearance. You guys just watched Nate. We got some GoPro. I told you guys it was coming. A little GoPro footage for you guys and a little drone footage there. But sticking this pipe in, when they come back, they're gonna bed this area, get the rest of that mud out on the backside, bed this area, put another stick in, and they'll be on past this transformer. This little area was definitely one of the areas that we had to mitigate, look at. It's extremely close. If you guys can hear the humming, it's these 2 transformers that I'm sitting in between while I'm talking. But obviously there's associated piping underground that runs out all over. We didn't hit no conduits, we didn't hit no cables. And as you can tell with these apartment complexes, there's crap running everywhere. So we've cut the roof drains, we found them where we could, cut them, and we'll splice them back in once we move past. The 210 down there, she's cleaning up. Good old Tabo, what a stud. Ty was in that 210 down there, cleaning all that mess up as we're working this way, because we got water out here, but then spin around, as you guys have been hearing me talk about, we've got a sewer line running right up through here. So trying to mitigate all of this, get this dressed, not really dressed up, but buried, backfilled, and not worried about it. You guys saw our thrust blocks where we tied in at our valve. On the other side of the 210, there's a saddle and corp there waiting for a corp we're gonna plug in so we can test our water line from that point. But essentially we'll get that area kind of backfilled, because that's not, I don't ever like leaving open holes by pedestrian traffic, especially by apartment complex. They've been telling me they use this egress, but there's no sidewalk here for them, so it's kind of a little bit silliness. We get this water line in here, get past these 2 transformers. As you guys can see, top side, there's 2 transformers, pipes, cable, everything running everywhere, right through here, coming up right along here with these guys walking in and out of the stairs. Obviously, it's a little bit of a nightmare. So got this handled. They'll get underneath that electric. They'll be home free into that job. Get this backfilled, dressed up, cleaned up, and then we're gonna get started cutting open our manhole so we can get our manhole poured over and start our sewer run. Then let the contractor go ahead and get his landscapers in here and get this back established.
My name buzzing, ain't no way you could ignore it. I did not come this far so they could ignore me. I am not the one to say I'll do it in the morning. I'd rather get it done, don't focus on what's not important. They try to talk to me like they be nothing but supportive. Appreciate the love but do not show up on my doorstep. If you ain't about that real, I suggest that you avoid me. If we ain't on the same page, that's the end of story. You are not a baller cause your closet's full of Jordans. You are not a rich man cause you're on the Forbes list. First I dropped the record, then you know I gotta tour it. Real still the slogan, only difference is there's more of us.
No AC in my truck. No trailer brakes. They just were malfunctioning. Trailer lights, I think, were a little bit malfunctioning. You can go catch a short. they're blinking and popping and blinking and popping and blinking and popping at me on the truck. It was hard to talk on the phone with the window down. Or something else, I can't remember, but I was just driving down the road and I was like, dang dude, I'm hooked up just to the old utility trailer, hauling the old skidder down the road. I'm like, this is by God nostalgic. No AC, no trailer brakes. This is where it all started. This is by God how we did it. Guys, I haven't been down here in a minute. You guys have, Will has been driving his butt all the way down here. It's a little drive for us, right at 45 minutes. It's a nice drive if you take the back way. These boys down here have destroyed this water line. The last pickle we've got to lay this way is going to take some time, but there's some organization and admin with the city. We need to, road closures, etc. Need to figure it out. You got T down here, bringing a vertical, follow my finger, boom. We got vertical, dead man to lay underneath there. We've got the top braced, all thread. Those are all stainless steel bolts, ladies and gentlemen. You only get one try, and they got to be torqued 75 to 90 in front of the inspector. Tracer wire running on top. They'll come up in the valve cans, so that way somebody can actually, that's how, when you see those guys walking around doing this number, boop, 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 that's the wire they're trying to pick up underground on top of the pipe. As you can see, we had to bench this, and Will was asking about, he had a great question, what's a bench? Channel's probably asking, probably the same question. All this is the dirt capped down to a bench. Dug down, that way we're scooting that rock material back off the ditch so nothing can cave off. So this right here, you can see we took off right behind me. We've got a trench box and we pulled the box from the vertical all the way through and laid that. And now they're down on the other end, getting that T. Let's go check this out. It's really cool, but these boys, look at this. You see all this down here, channel? You see all that rock coming up through there? That's done in stair steps, 8-inch lifts. So we can only put in 8 inches lifts, depending your variation of 8 inch. Anyways, I got Will with that one. There's a couple of areas that we still haven't backfilled, waiting on thrust block inspection, etc. But these guys, if you remember right, started all the way on the other end of the job. It was kind of a battle there. Really crappy material around that hydrant coming out. But Nate, Trenton, Zeus, Coda, Ty, Ishmael's been down here part of it. These boys destroyed this water line. We've got great shots on it. Shout out to Terry. Looking to get in and out of this one pretty quick. We got sewer delay here too, but the water after the services be about 85% wrapped up, other than this road crossing. This road crossing, as you guys can see, I've got pretty busy both ways, right? I got school on this end, I got a school on this end, I got infrastructure, manufacturing up top. So it's super busy intersection. So we're trying to propose to the city that we can cut across this road at night. Channel's seen some night work before. If you haven't seen it, go back and see it. It was an epic little video. We cut a water line in. Shout out, you will put that somewhere up in here. Got the skidder down today. As I was just telling you guys earlier, it was awfully nostalgic. Driving the old pickup with the utility trailer and a skidder on the back, trying to go do some work, and then you show up, there's a 210, a 308, WA200, the dozer. I mean, I look like the little guy pulling up to the job site. Meep, meep. Button up that T in there, all those stainless steel bolts all the way around. Mega lugs on each side of the valve. They're getting this T buttoned up from that vertical you guys just saw come through the trench box. They're setting a T right here for a hydrant that's gonna kick out right here. We're gonna have mud back here. Basically getting it bolted up right before lunch. They have, again, I can't get over it. I haven't been here in 5-6 days and they have just blown through this job. Water pipe on both sides. This side's already all backfilled. Look at Trent and Nate over here. This right here, this water line that Nate and Trenton are working on capping off and getting backfilled right now. Right there where the 308 sits, we're gonna connect where that T that Ishmael and Zeus were just working on. It's gonna come out here and connect and basically feed this run all the way around and connect over there in that open hole. And then the other open hole that we just walked from with the vertical water pipe, I know it's windy, it's basically just doing a big loop coming from the first really crappy hole from the apartments, and then it's going to connect on this side of the project onto the street main and connect the entire system and loop it through, so it makes it easier on the entity to maintain after they accept it. That way, if there's ever a water leak on this side, they can shut the valve incoming this way and probably backfeed it from the other way, right? So that's why they loop systems like that. But man, these guys, I got boys backfilling, we've got rock slinging, we got pipe going, and I'm really, the quality of work they're putting out too is fuego. Then you got this guy. What a stud. What a stud. Right here is where we came from the apartment complex. They're directly behind you guys, and this is where we 45 right around underneath my feet, 45 into the road and took off straight down, and that's where that vertical is on the very far end of the job, just kind of directly left of that 210 there. I was going to show you guys, we for what we had to come through, that water's right here. You can actually, that blue and white hydrant against that blue painted wood down there, that's a hydrant. We brought that water line, we tapped in about 6-8 feet directly from this angle to the right of that water main. Came up 45, and we ran directly 10 feet off of this building right through all of this power, meeting all the clearances that were spec'd, etc. And for what this hole was, it looks so good. We've got a sewer line to bring right through there, right where those wheel loader tracks are, so it's not cleaned up. It by God looks good, presentable, no hazards or trip hazards outside the fence. Everything's mitigated and done really well. So I gotta say, I know I keep saying it, guys, but we are, man, 24 is off to a great year. The good Lord is blessing us. Oh my gosh, we are, we're getting busy. And I'd rather be busy from too much than stressing not having enough. And I know everybody goes through that kind of stuff, but myself, for sure, I absolutely much rather deal with the stress of having too much to do than chasing work. And we haven't really had to chase work. I'm not saying that by any means, but with the winter we've had, a lot of work has been just push back. So been a little tight on us, but we're by God off to the races. Laying some pipe now. Let's go. Man, these flies.
If I hit that hydrant down there, I'll buy y'all lunch. I'm with this. God, that was terrible. Here, well, give me a shot. You buy our lunch. Not enough, bud.